Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another DC Dual Force video. Today we're going to be playing a Wonder Woman and Lex Luthor combo. This deck is a combination of Might and Tyranny cards, which will allow us to play a bunch of raw shielded characters and then be able to buff them with a lot of strength type cards to make them unreasonable to deal with. This deck is going to use cards like A Better Tomorrow, which gives our recruits +1/+1. It also uses the Black Mask, which is going to buff up our Arkham inmates and give them a +1/+1 as well, along with Truth and Justice, which will give our recruits +2/+2 and Shield. And if you apply those buffs to recruits like Darkseid or even the Highfather, then my cards will grow out of control, making it really hard for my opponent to deal with. As always, the deck code will be in the description for you guys to copy so you can make this deck and try it out for yourselves. With all that being said, let's jump right into the games. Alright everyone, getting into our first game, we're against a Batgirl and Joker deck. We're going to get our opening hand, and I would say this is a great start. I don't have anybody for shield, and I don't need him this turn. Other than that, I definitely want A Better Tomorrow. Oh, I'll take two of them. And then they gave me Truth and Justice, which I'm going to hold for probably a long time. So today we're going to be using Wonder Woman and Lex. I think they're going to have a strong combo. Wonder Woman's going to give everybody, or not everybody, but her lane +1/+1, and she gets 3 damage. And Lex will destroy cards. The goal is to use Lex on our own cards, so that way he charges faster and we draw cards in case our hand starts getting empty. And meanwhile, we always want to put cards in front of Wonder Woman so they can constantly get buffed up every 2 turns. My opponent ends up playing Victor for turn, which makes sense. Arkham goes with Joker. This turn, I'm just going to play A Better Tomorrow, make all of my recruits +1/+1 bigger, and I'll pass the turn back to him. Next turn, I'll be able to play Nisa and another Better Tomorrow, the second one in my deck. So everything's a +2/+2 bigger, which really affects like Poison Ivy, Highfather, all of those powerful cards that are sitting in the back of my deck. Even things like Grid is going to be much bigger than he's expected to be. If we end up drawing Friends in High Places, then I can get that, give it a +3/+3, and also give it +2/+2 in Shield, like Darkseid or Poison Ivy. He's going to end up playing the Question, draw a card for it. He ends up swinging with Victor. Does he have one last bronze card to play for turn? He ends up playing Silas. And he wastes the heal. We get Prometheus for turn. So Prometheus is definitely going to be better than Nisa at the moment, in my opinion. Better Tomorrow for sure. We'll put a guard down, and we will buff him even bigger. And we'll get rid of, I guess, the Question. He's the biggest of the smaller threats. So Silas, I'm not too worried about, and I want Victor to hit Prometheus, taking the 2 damage, killing him, instead of Wonder Woman taking the 4 damage. And then next turn, I can give my other recruits +1/+1. I'm assuming Prometheus will live. He can only do 5 damage. Prometheus has 7, and he still's waiting. Both of his leaders are on a 3-turn cooldown. I'm on a 2-turn and a 4-turn. So I don't know what he's quite going to do for turn. He still hasn't played 2 mana, and he has both of his characters to attack with. He finally decides to play a silver. He's going to charge the Joker and give him evade. Deals 4 shots randomly. He also gets to attack. So now he can kill Prometheus, but taking 3 damage. And that's fine by me. And he doesn't use the bronze. Fair enough. I have 2 nieces, she's now a 4/4. I can protect her and protect Lex Luthor, making Nisa a 5/5. Unfortunately, Batgirl gets to do 3 damage, 4 damage next turn. So, because Nisa also is hidden. But that should be fine. I'm not worried that she's going to die. I get Lex online next turn. And I get Wonder Woman, so Nisa gets to grow by another 1/1. We are going to double silver, though, and I'm really hurting for silver cards. So I've got a gold, which I can't play till next turn, and I've got an extra Nisa, but she's just a normal 2/2. Okay, so if this ends up being a big card, which it is, he doesn't have adrenaline, I can Lex Luthor it and just get rid of that. So I don't have to worry about a 7/4 trying to hit me. And he's also going to play Bat Computer, which is going to allow him to draw 2 more cards, which takes him further away from the adrenaline effect, and he gets a bonus Kite Man out. Okay. You get 2 Kite Man. You draw both of them. Fair enough. And that should be the end of your turn. And it is. Okay. The Minotaur is ridiculous. Now at a 5/6. So I want to go for Joker. I see him being the bigger threat. So in order to accomplish that goal, what we want to do is probably Lex Luthor him. We can upgrade Nisa, and I can swing 4, take the evade away, or even swing. Well, I have to swing at him in order... No, I can use Wonder Woman, swing at him, take the evade away, and then I could do up to 9 points of damage, 10 points of damage, because Nisa will be upgraded, putting him at 8 hit points. So that's, I think, the route that I'm going to go.
May the gods grant us their favor.
I'll do the 2 damage. I'll stay on course, and I'll play the Minotaur as a 5/6. So he can do 6 damage to Wonder Woman this turn, and if 2 of the shoot randomly's hit, then Wonder Woman's dead this turn. So I guess I could have also killed these 2, but this late in the game at this point, I'm kind of okay with Wonder Woman gonna die if she does die, because I pretty much have a way to kill whatever he uses to protect. So he's gonna deal 3 damage. He's definitely gonna kill. Alright, so that was an okay play by him. Still at 8 hit points, or is that a glitch? Yeah, I'm at 4 hit points, which makes way more sense. He still has to use both of his Kite Men in order to kill her, because she's at 4 hit points, not 8, and which is fine. But I'm going to be able to kill Mr. Freeze and kill Joker this turn. Does he have anything to replace one of the cards? He ends up killing Silas. He does have a card to replace. It's going to be Catwoman. I don't have an answer for Catwoman this turn. There's a shield and a guard as a 4/3. I currently don't have space for it, but what I'm gonna do is play Friends in High Place, or Truth and Justice, excuse me. Probably on Nisa, she can do the 8 damage to kill outright. Then that'll leave me a turn to trade with Mr. Freeze, and that'll leave me a way to kill Kite Man. And then finally I can put out a... I guess I'll attack with her. And I guess Superman Robot would be better as a 4-3 instead of a 4-2 with shield and guard versus Aura. So that replaces that. Oh, give your recruits +2/+2 in shield. I kept reading that wrong. So that'll let me fully attack into him, killing him. A fully attack to him, and now I have a 6/5. And he's got 4/7 damage that can come over, putting me at 11 hit points. But he's gonna get a lot of backlash with the kind of cards that I have on board. So we're both down a leader at this point. I've got 3 cards. He's got 2. Let's see what he ends up doing with his 2 resources. First resource is going to be spent on an enemy loses all. So now Nisa is worthless, which is fine. I can replace her, deal 8 damage to the leader. That's huge for him. If he's got a second bazooka in his hand, then he wins. I have to kill both of those recruits this turn, which I absolutely can do. I can replace this Nisa. There's another 4/3 guard, so she's gonna get replaced for the guard. And unfortunately, Parting Shot doesn't count if I replace cards, and I don't have a way of killing her. Then I'll play this Nisa, and this can go here, and this can go here. Both of those options, I think, are just fine. I'm down to top decking. He's down to the last 2 cards in his hand. Batgirl can attack this turn for 3 damage, but I have 2 cards. So, again, unless he drew his second bazooka. So, Hunter, 5/5. I can kill that. And lethal with Poison Ivy. And if Poison Ivy touches me once, I'm dead. I die to her anyway. She does 3 damage. So now I have to dedicate cards to killing her. I can use my Nisa, draw an extra card, and then go from there with the 2 cards I have in my hand, depending on what they are. I really need one of my gold cards. Like, I could really use Apocalypse, or Darkseid. Well, Bane kind of helps. Nisa dies. Do I not draw a card? Oh. Recruits in my hand get +1/+1. Oh, I mean, that makes Bane better. What I have to do is trade my Minotaur. I have to trade this robot. I have to deal 4 damage and play Bane. So now if Bane ends up hitting Batgirl even once, it's going to take that much longer for her to get her ability off. That'll put her at 6, or 5, because she's a 3 turn base. Bazooka. Nope, Nightshade hidden. And heal 2 damage from enemies. And he's gonna use the attack.
You don't stand a chance.
He's dead this turn. I don't know what he was thinking. It was really close. But at the end of the day, Bane and Lex Luthor take it on top. Alright guys, we're jumping into our second game against Superman and the Flash. Let's take a look at our opening hand. 2 gold cards. Poison Ivy and Omega Beams. I don't want those, but I will take these 2. Hopefully another Arkham inmate? No. Another silver and gold card. Another Omega Beams. I definitely didn't need that. But nothing I can overly do. He takes his cards. I'm going to play the Minotaur. Pass turn. Just because I don't have an Arkham inmate to go with the Black Mask. And I want him to be able to get buffed by Wonder Woman as soon as possible. But I will be able to follow up Black Mask with, like, Bane. On 1/5. Oh, and there's Poison Ivy and the Omega Beams that I didn't want. I'll play the Black Mask just because I can play Bane next turn if the Black Mask lives, and my target's going to be the Flash because he's on a 2-round cooldown versus a 3. It's always more effective to go after the opponent that comes back faster because you don't want them using their abilities. Batman is dangerous coming back using his gadgets. The Flash doing 4 damage. Harley being able to do 3 damage. All of those types of leaders can be dangerous. So he can already get Lex down to 10 hit points. Oh, I could just play the hammer, but then I wouldn't have somebody to protect Bane or Lex Luthor. So instead, I'll play Bane. And then I can buff
May the gods grant us their
with
favor.
Wonder Woman. And then I'll take the 5 damage on Wonder Woman. So now his target's definitely going to be Bane, which I want him to. So that way these cards live longer. I can keep buffing him with Wonder Woman. And if he lays down a creature, I can even use the hammer throw next turn. If he's got a big enough creature after that, Omega Beams, and followed by Poison Ivy, or even Poison Ivy first, depending on Black Mask. So, we have a few options. I don't know how many options he has. He does have a handful of cards. He's going to lead with Superboy. He's going to play Superman.
I'll never stop fighting.
He's got to kill Bane. He'd be a fool if he doesn't. That makes sense. Superman doesn't take the negative. Bane's Venom. That could be super nice. So, I don't necessarily want to play both of these cards this turn. What I would rather do is kill Superboy with my Minotaur and a hammer throw and deal 3 damage to the Flash. So if he doesn't answer my Minotaur, it does 5 damage plus 3 that kills the Flash. And next turn I can play Poison Ivy. If he plays a creature, depending on how big it is, I could just Bane's Venom after I buff him. The Red Tornado. He's only going to make 2 attacks, so he's going to get up to a 3. And another Superboy.
Ready to race?
Okay, he kills the Minotaur, puts him at 2 hit points. And he hits Lex. I could just kill his Superboy. I think I'd rather actually target the Red Tornado. So I can kill the Red Tornado with Lex Luthor. I can, I think, just play Omega Beams. Then I can pop Wonder
May the
Woman.
gods grant us their favor.
Ah, that was a complete misplay. The queen needed to go out first, but whatever. And he needs to die this turn. Now I can play Poison Ivy. And I can Bane Venom one of these two cards and roll whatever he plays. He played both of his Superboys, so he doesn't have those shield characters anymore. I'm curious to see what else he uses to protect. He's going to use E.G.Source. E.G.Source dies with Bane's Venom. And he's only going to play the one card. So I can work with that. The High Father, he's coming out next turn. Actually, he's going to come out this turn. So that way he can't answer, he can't just kill my Lex Luthor. If I do that though, I won't be able to Bane's Venom. Okay, so I think the best way to play this out is going to be using Bane's Venom on the Queen and playing Poison Ivy over Lex. She's going to get the +1/+1, taking her out of range of Superman. And then I can go to face with Superman. And hopefully Poison Ivy just kills her. Bane's Venom. That's going to be able to kill. And then Poison Ivy's going to be able to come out and protect. And I can now deal 5 damage in pass turn. I think that was the best course. Next turn I can play High Father. If he does end up managing to kill Poison Ivy, it won't be the end of the world because I'll have a 12/12 come out with aura that he can't just bounce or kill somehow. So he's going to play a single card. He's going to play Stripe. Stripe's not going to save him. I can kill Stripe.
I'll never stop fighting.
He gets 7 damage. He's just going to waste it on her? I guess? I don't know why he would waste it on her. She was going to die anyways. Give cards in your deck and hand Flurry. That's game over. I'll play the High Father for the hell of it. I KO, and that's game. And we got to use Poison Ivy, so that's super exciting. There you guys go. And there you guys have it. We had a really stressful first game, but we ended up coming out on top. And our second game went far smoother. I'm really glad I got to show off cards like Poison Ivy and really show how she works in a deck like this. We unfortunately didn't get to show off cards like Hephaestus, who would seek us a divine weapon, and those do incredible unique things. But all in all, I think this deck is super powerful, and like I mentioned at the beginning, the deck code will be in the description for you guys to copy and upload for yourself. With all of that being said, I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Today we get to open 2 packs, so let's open them and see what we get. Our first pack is going to have a bunch of silver and blue. We ended up getting Chip, which is just fine. And our last pack is going to be the same, but this time getting Supergirl. So super exciting. And as always, thank you guys so much.